Hello, hello. Welcome to the Sitdown with Stand-Up Comedians. I'm your host, Eddie, you the man. This is a podcast where we try to find out where does funny come from. Spoiler, it's usually trauma. Remember to like and subscribe, start a conversation in the comments, and hit the notification bell. Find us at Sitdown Podcast Milano on all social media platforms, and this is an Arcade Studio production. Hello, hello. Welcome, everyone. Thank you for listening in. This is the Sit Down with Stand-Up Comedians. I am your host, Eddie, you the man. And so this is our first episode. Before we start, I'd just like to explain what this podcast is. Essentially, this podcast is about me, a comedian that's currently living in Milan. I started comedy like 2 years ago, and I came up with this idea to, make a podcast where we have comedians come on. Mostly comedians in Milan come on, share their bits, share their stories, their ideas, their personal experience. And essentially this podcast is for people who love comedy, people who want to be comedians, who are starting out, who want to try and think about it. And essentially you sit here, talk about jokes, give some advice, give that like inner scope of what comedy is and what stand-up comedy is, so you have an idea, because I feel like it's, you see the front, but then you have everything behind us. So before I go on, I'd like to first introduce the first guest. Okay, my first guest. So she comes with no really introduction, but I will do it because she told me to. She is an entrepreneur. She is a comedian. She is a businesswoman. She is smart, sexy, funny. And of course, she is the organizer of the very, very first English comedy show in Milan. Okay, so I'll introduce yourself. This is Dee. Come on.
Hello, everybody.
Hello. How are you doing today?
I'm good. How are you, Eddie?
I'm doing good. Thank you for coming through. It's a super honor to have you here.
Very welcome.
Remember the first time we met?
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah.
It was like October. What was your first thought?
October 2021.
Yeah, October 2020.
Yeah,
damn, I forgot about it.
Damn, it's almost 3 years.
It's 3 years. Yeah, it goes by quick.
Damn, that's so fast.
Yeah. So you came to Milan and you started the stand-up comedy. So why did you come to Milan?
Why did I came to Milan?
Why did
I come to Milan? Well, I just came to study. I was here for studying, and then when I graduated, I just decided to stay.
Mm-hmm.
So... Well, I came to study, but that wasn't my original intention. I was just trying to get out of where I used to live.
Mm-hmm.
So anywhere else in the world is okay for me.
And where do you live? You got to tell everyone. Where would you come from?
I was in China. I was in a city called Shenzhen.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, one of my favorite city in the world. And also, it's where I started comedy. So,
okay.
Yeah.
What made you start comedy?
Well, I loved comedy, and when I went to Shenzhen, that was 2020. Yeah, I think it's 2019. 2019.
Mm-hmm.
So I was in Shenzhen, very new, trying to make some friends. Then I saw this event. They are doing open mic. No idea what's open mic, honestly with you, that time. I just watched some really good, like Russell Peters and Louis C.K., that kind of stand-up comedians.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I'm going to go to see some comedy just like them. And I went there, no, they were not. So I met some of them, but the comedians are very nice. So I made friends with them. And one guy, I was seeing him at that time, is from the States. And sometimes we talk and he's laughing. He's like, you're funny, you should be a comedian. I thought he was just joking. But then the next time he just, pushed me on the stage. And honest with you, it was shit. But I find some fun out of it. That's how I started. Yeah.
So that bit you had about that joke about like, oh yeah, you're funny, like that's a real bit. That's a real story. Then,
yeah, that's a real bit. But I changed it to, yeah, you're funny. Yeah, right.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah. Interesting. I started 3 years ago, so I started with Dee here in Milan, and I remember the first time.
What's your drive though?
What's my drive?
Yeah.
Like, why do I want to do it? I think we had this discussion before. We hang out, we're friends.
Too much.
Yeah, too much,
Way too much, Eddie.
Go home. Go home, okay? Go home. No, I think I told you this. So I'm from the States. I'm from Rhode Island. And I essentially used to do track. So track was my whole life, And when I was doing track, I used to have this feeling of nervousness before I go on stage, and like that, you know, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do my best, you know, and like performing. Essentially, when you're on the stage in front of 100 like people, and you know, watching you to fail. How are you gonna be? Are you gonna be good? I did that like 100 meters. So like it's a performance.
What was your record?
My record? I'm not used to saying for 100 meters. It was about like 10:9.
Oh my God!
No,
it is an athlete.
I'm an elite athlete. Okay, let's
almost athlete. You know what I'm saying? That's why now he's doing stand-up comedy.
Yeah.
I figured a lot of people, when they have failed on their real job, they just decided to do stand-up comedy.
I did it, and so anyway, essentially, I did it, and the same thing is like I had to stop. I had to stop because you get old, you know, and all this stuff. I moved here, and essentially I was always looking for something that was like the same feelings, you know. And then I came to you, and I saw you. I said, no, let me try it out. Let me mess around with this. And I think I kind of fucked up. I went up there, I did it my own. I was like, okay. And then the funny thing is, like, right afterwards, I was like, okay, I don't really like that. But I messaged you. I was like, hey D, I want to talk to you. I want to get better. I have the feeling.
This is the thing I wanted to stop you, interrupt you for a bit, because I remember when me and Eddie we just started, and he would text me and ask my advice for stand-up comedy and stuff, and he would say like, oh, let's hang out, let's drink some coffee, a beer together on Friday night. And when I thought at event, like, I thought you wanted to hook up with me at the very beginning, because you were like very nice at the beginning. You paid for the drink. I'm like, okay, this is a very typical, dating steps. That's what he's following right now.
Yeah.
So what's next? He's gonna ask me home. Then he didn't.
I did ask you home though, because remember we went back to my place, and I had some friends come over. Remember
the first time?
Yeah,
the first night.
Yeah, because we went out to drink, and then I was,
yes.
and I had my,
that's me. I went home with Eddie for the first time.
See, there is, I got it. That comes back to my place. She's like, yeah, okay, nothing happened. All right, but yeah.
Thank God.
Thank God. Okay, whatever. Yeah.
Okay, so that's how
I started. Yeah.
And I remember you came with Maria.
Maria, yes, yeah. Maria's another one of our comedians, and so we started together. We went there and was just like, okay, they can do it, so why can't we? And so, we went back and did it, and now almost 3 years later, we did it.
Yeah, damn.
We're here.
We're
Started
here
from the bottom, and now we're here. Okay.
I don't know why I'm making that sound. Sorry.
Okay, so first things first, what I wanted to do is you sent us a video that we're going to watch. So, are you ready to watch it?
I think I am.
You ready? Okay, so we're going to watch this video. After, you guys will see as well. Afterwards, we'll dissect it, see what came up, how did you come up with this idea and everything. Walk us through it, but let's watch the video.
Okay.
Okay, let's go.
So we went for dinner, and when the dinner finished, the bill comes, right? So I did the thing. First, I did the thing. I grabbed my purse and I pretended to pay. That's the thing that I did. And this dude, he just let me pay. And obviously the whole night I couldn't enjoy the night anymore, right? Because whatever he says to me, my mind only goes, fuck you, dude. Like, fuck you, okay? So, like, see, there's like some of you guys didn't laugh at all. Those are the ones don't pay for the first date. Like, girls, they're like, I don't like this joke. She's fucking talking about me. But I paid for the dinner. I wasn't enjoying the night. And I was so angry at the end, I didn't even fucking like. So I was like, I just wasted my money. I just wasted my money, and then all of a sudden I was like, okay, now I understand guys. If a guy tries to fuck you at the first date, I don't think he's horny. He's just trying to get his money's worth. Okay, so this is the joke that I went out with a guy. So the first date, and when we're about to finish the dinner, the bill comes, and so I just pretend, because freaking every European likes to spill the bill. Yeah. So I grabbed the purse and I pretended to pay, and this guy just let me do it.
That's your first thought. It's like, no pussy tonight.
No pussy tonight. You know what I'm saying? Like, sorry, you made some mistake. Because, like, usually guys would stop you. You know what I'm saying? Some of them would be like, I insist I pay tonight.
Honestly,
This dude didn't even fight a little,
honestly, when I do it, I always do that. Okay, like let me see you try. Like I like to see a girl like, oh yeah, I'm going. I know you're not gonna pay. I'm here. I invited you, so I'm gonna pay. But like the idea of like trying is like, oh, that's so sweet.
Yeah.
But you pay. Like yeah, if you invite someone out, yeah, you pay. So
yeah, exactly.
But how was the date in general? Like how was he?
I don't care about his personality anymore. If I pay for the first one, there's no personality I can explore.
So you went from here and then zoom right down there.
That's it, exactly.
And so for the rest of the date, you were just like there, like, what are we doing?
Because like right now, like we were just talking, like how you and I talking right now, but whatever you sense, I look like I'm nodding my head or whatever, but what I'm actually thinking is, fuck you, Eddie. Like, fuck you. How can you let me pay for the first one?
I paid the drinks. Yeah, but
I'm thinking about if you were the guy
I know,
that I was hanging out with. Yeah.
So then, like at the end of the day, you like. So what did he like try to like make it up? Like, hey, what are you doing afterwards or whatever? Did he try to text you or just like?
Yeah, of course. Well, actually, I thought we were gonna talk about how I wrote this joke because this is not something. Well, the thing is about the joke is I think a lot of people have a little bit misunderstanding about stand-up comedies. They think everything we say on the stage is true, which is not. And I would say for me at least 95% of my jokes are fake, or they are consisted of like they are. I don't know how to say this. Like for example, I have so many stories happen. Then I can like write them into one story. Yeah. So like I just take the funny part from each story. So this true story is actually, it's just, yeah, I hang out with a guy and he was like, he wants to pay. And I was like, do you want to split? And without a hesitation, he goes, yeah, sure. And I still mind that a lot, Yeah. So I literally thought about it like, fuck you, dude.
You asked him to split.
Sorry?
You said, do you want to split?
Yeah,
I never do that.
Dude, what
you
should
never
I do
that. You just casually take it out like, oh yeah, and then you just don't say anything. If you give the idea of like, oh, do you want to split? Then you give the option. Yeah.
Shit, for real. Yeah, so I shouldn't next time. Because like it's always like the most awkward time. I don't know. It's when the bill comes, you either have to pretend grab it. Yeah. Like we have to be busy when the bill comes. It's just like, what should I do? Like, dude, you gotta do fast if you want to stop us or if you wanna, Yeah,
I think the best one like with girls always like, I'm gonna use the bathroom. I was like, okay.
I actually have one of my friends. She likes to do this. Yeah. And also I know the guy she was dating, so he was like, whenever she goes to the bathroom, I just wait. Yeah. I'm not gonna. She needs to see me paying for this freaking dinner. Okay.
Yeah, I'm kind of like that too. It's like, no, you're gonna see. I'm gonna pay, but you're gonna watch.
Yeah,
you're
exactly.
Gonna watch.
Like,
no, I pay for this.
I heard that woman said that when man takes out their wallet, that's the most handsome action. Exactly. Watch me do that, girl.
Exactly. You're not gonna get away from this. Okay. Yeah, right. So you have this joke or whatever, and in this, when you make a life like this situation that happened and make it into a joke, like how's the process? What do you do?
How's the process?
Yeah.
Well, it's now recently I'm changing my way to writing jokes, but in the past, what I do is it's always based on the real story first of all, and so. And when we decide to share the story, it didn't end well. So you have to change what happened at the end, and then while you were writing the whole story, and add some punchlines or like some funny part that you think you should add on. That's how you do it. Yeah.
But like even like with the joke, like you have the premise and you have the punchline, you have so even here you have what you see is like you see the pause, where you wait for the audience to react. You have this build up, and then so what do you do it forward, backwards? Do you already have the punchline? Do you already have the joke that you're gonna hit it with, or is it something that comes naturally? Do you write it down? Like how does it?
Well, I hope it comes naturally. Like because I don't know. I never thought being funny is easy. Never, even now, it still takes a lot of time to write a good set. So it doesn't come naturally. It's more like you more likely what you're gonna have is a very shit joke, and then you go, you tell people, and then you go like, why didn't they think as funny as I do? Okay, maybe I need to do something this, do something that, and I think you polish your material according to the reaction from the audience. So if you want to eventually have a good joke, which I don't think I have many right now, but what, you agree? What's that? But what I think is, you can't have good jokes At the beginning, you have to polish, keep practice, and keep performing. Then eventually,
Yeah. Okay. Interesting. And so if I have to say for me, I'm a storyteller. I love to tell stories.
I think
that's something I'm not like one of the, you have different kinds. What style would you say you are? Like
I would say storytelling as well. Yeah. I would love to do one-liner, that kind of, or like, oh my God, I know one of the Chinese comedian. She's so good at politics. Like all of her jokes about politics. That's why she's not doing it in China, because
she's arrested.
You know what I'm saying?
Don't say her name.
Don't say her name. Her name is Emma.
Oh.
No, I'm joking.
You have it out for her, huh?
Yeah. So she like I call those kinds of smart jokes, and I can't. I'm basically just telling what exactly happens to me, and I do feel like that kind of joke is it's more easy to get audience to feel relate with you. You agree with that?
Yeah. I think like a lot of people don't understand. It's a feeling. It's a feeling thing.
Yeah.
You can say the joke every single time, but you have always a different reaction because you have to react with the audience.
Yeah.
The audience are in front of you, and you have to give them a show. And some people like some things, some people don't like other things.
Yeah, exactly. So, that's the thing. I think when I just started, I didn't realize that everyone has different preferences.
Yeah.
They might gonna like you, or they will never like you, no matter how you change your joke, your style, or how you look like on the stage, how you present yourself on the stage. Never gonna change. So now I'm more chill on the stage. Or so I can be more focused on the feedback from the audience, because I know there's gonna be loads of people who won't like me no matter what.
Yeah.
And also I know there are some people, they don't like me at the beginning, and then gradually be like, oh, okay, she's kind of cool.
She's okay,
She's good. That's where I'm like, I know it takes time to like me. That's what I mean. But that's what.
Okay, I feel with the audience, but also beyond that, with the audience, it's like I feel like you're in front of them, and they're judging you, and they can smell the confidence and the fear. They smell it, and they feed off that. And so like you have to go there with even false confidence, to allow them to know, like, because
that's what I'm saying. It's not confident enough. You have to be shameless.
Yeah, you gotta be like, you don't like it, so what? Keep going,
sometimes I go home, watch my video, and I'll be like, why would I ever do that?
Yeah. Do you ever feel like you're out of body spirits? Like you're there, but you're like, okay, what am I doing? Like, how's my body moving? Like, it's just on the spot,
right? Like, no, I think it's like when you're on. Most of the time you just forget about your stage time. Like, that you perform, but exactly what happened you don't know, but you remember all those hype, like the peak time and also the lowest time. People like, you just remember the two very extreme moments, and that gets you super excited.
Being on stage is like eternity. You really don't know the timing. It feels like it never stops, it never began. You're just there, and you just have to fill in, Yeah,
true. But then if you keep going, like, I think right now you definitely know about 5 minutes, 7 minutes, because you feel like it. You're very used to 5 to 7 minutes. Yeah. So if I ask you to do like, if somebody asks you to do 10 minutes, when you pass 7 minutes, you feel like, okay, this is a bit long. Probably I'm getting there. Yeah. Like, you would have at least a general idea of how much time it is already, because you know your material, your jokes, how long they're gonna take.
Okay, interesting. So you've seen a lot of comedians. First, like, so you're a host. So what's the difference between hosting and doing like stand up?
Oh, I don't know if you remember, one of our comedians said hosting is so easy. And I was like, what? It still hurts now. I think about it every now and then. I'm like, really? Because for me, it's way more different, because hosting is more improvising, of course. And this is funny. So many people ask me, so like, when I can, you're the host, so good. So when can I see your set? I just did. They were like, oh no, but you were just hosting. Yeah, but there were some jokes. I thought you were improvising. No, actually I came with that too. So I think the difference is that as a host, you're still allowed to do your bit, of course, but you have to cut it short. And also you have to come up with some jokes from the audience or the comedians. So when you go up on the stage, introduce the next one, you can have like a smooth transit. You know what I mean, right?
And it's all mostly about like making sure the comedian coming after has the right build up, right?
Yeah, because you want everyone to go on stage, because sometimes it could happen, like for example, if I bombed, and then the vibe is gonna be like low, so that's your job with the host. You gotta go on stage and chill them up, because you don't want it the second one went on the stage and feel shit about it. Like, dude, what did you do to the crowd?
Actually, that brings up a good point. What do you think about bombing?
Bombing? Oh my God, I bomb all the time. So I think it's just something you got to get used to it. You got to get used to it. And like how I said it, like, for example, this month, you were with us most of the time, right?
I'm there all the time.
All the time.
I have no life.
But I mean, this month's not on.
Yeah, most of the time.
Most of the time, right? So you remember, like, we're probably this month, and then now it's, I think last month.
Okay.
I think probably there were only 3-4 good nights, and we probably did like 12 to 15 nights together. So I mean, like, those are the nights we're waiting for like every one good night. We're probably gonna wait for another 3 months to have it again. Yeah, that's kind of frustrating. So like, bombing is so normal.
Yeah, but even one good night is what, like 5 or 6 bad nights.
Exactly.
You know? Like, and it's like I think I've talked to some comedians, new and old, and they were like, I think a new one was just like, I mean, I'm gonna bomb whatever. I'm like, you gotta bomb. You gotta. It's
and
experience.
honestly, Eddie, I think every comedian should bomb, because you know how much ego we have, dude. You gotta get hurt. You got no.
It humbles you.
Yeah,
it humbles you. You know, you're like, oh, I'm not that funny.
Exactly.
Okay, you know.
You imagine if you kill all the time, dude. The ego is like out of the universe.
Exactly. So I think bombing is necessary, you know.
Yeah.
Because then it also brings you back to reality. Because at the end, you have to remember you're here for the audience, you know.
Yeah.
And I feel like some comedians forget that, and so you have the comedians who go out there and like are doing it for themselves, but also maybe if they're bombing, they don't know how to control that.
Yeah.
So like, if you had some advice, like you're in the middle of your set, right, and you feel like the crowd's not going for you, what do you do? What's some tactics you use to like, okay, let me at least finish this. Let me like, land the strokes.
Oh, first of all, I think you always never stop during the set, even you know you're bombing.
Yeah.
That's because you don't leave like unfinished the story to the audience. Yeah. So first of all, admit you're bombing all the time.
Yeah.
know,
that
like,
works a lot, you know, because people would like start laughing and they're like, and like you get that like vibe back.
Exactly. Just tell them this is a new joke. Okay, I see you guys don't like it, but you know what? I'm gonna finish it. I'm probably gonna be better next time, but let's see what's wrong with this. Because you need to keep going, even if you're bombing. And also, what I'm saying is, that's why I said that you should put your not very confident stories in the middle. Do the beginning and at the end with some strong set or like good jokes.
Okay.
So even if you bomb in the middle, it doesn't affect you that much, because what you remember, same as the audience, go on the stage, you hear, okay, they're welcoming me very nicely, and then when I'm gone, even though I bomb in the middle, but at the end I still ended it well. So it won't hurt yourself that much though. Okay. Yeah, so just know that it's normal to bomb. That's the best. Then you can come up with anything to say. What you gonna say if you bomb on the stage?
I think I remember one that I really bombed, and it was because I'm a storyteller, so I'm always telling stories, and I realized in the middle of the set, like, oh, no one's really relating to this, and so I was just like, I can either keep going with this and it's just gonna get worse, and I think I was just like, it's not good, so I think I just like, let's just crowd work, and I started to talk to people a little bit more, and I landed in that way, and I felt that was easier, because at least then you get people talking and you get like some vibes back. But
okay, I do think that's kind of risky though, if you already like the room is in a low vibe and you're still trying to do crowd work after you bombed. I don't know, it probably, if you have to prepare some crowd work before the show. And also I was thinking about, if you bombed, what you can say after that. For example, now you finished the joke, right? And then, okay, so that's what I said, I was like, yeah, fuck you. Okay, the joke is done. What? And then you hear nothing from the audience. What you gonna say?
I mean, you go on to the next joke, or just like, okay, like I think happened a couple of times where I saw this where a comedian was just like, this is not so good, and I feel like then the audience started to laugh a little bit more. It's like, yeah, come on, you guys can laugh, you guys can clap, and kind of like put it back on them, throw it back on them, which then I feel like audience just want to be like a part of it one way or another. People go there and they want to be like, I want to be seen, want to be heard one way or another. So like,
also like, when they see you being awkward on the stage, or get lost on stage. That's something they wanted to see as well, so they can feel you're real. You're not just
relatable.
performing.
Exactly.
And it's open mic, like I said, it happens all the time, so it's okay.
Yeah.
And also, what I was thinking about, one time I bombed, I was telling this story and I finished and no one was laughing, and I was like, and that's why my friend told me don't tell this story because it's not funny. And then they laughed. So it's kind of like a little safe.
That's I love Dave Chappelle, you know, Dave Chappelle, whatever.
Oh yeah.
And there's one bit he did, he's like, the lead up was like, yeah, it's not that good, I'm working on it, whatever. He says it's kills, but then afterwards he's like, no, I'm a lazy comedian. As long as I get one person laugh, I'm like, yep, got it, you know. And it was like saved it because people laughed at that too. So it's like, you know, he did like a productive, because it's a lot of mind game. It's also a lot of psychology. You need to like know people, know what they want. It's an audience. Like that's the only thing. You can think something's funny, but then when you're in front of people, you're like, oh.
But also think about how I don't know. I used to think that good comedians, they're very confident, but also think about how strong is the mind will, because they wouldn't get affected by any of kind of, because like I know Jim Jeffries, when he was performing at Edinburgh Fringe, he was telling this abortion joke.
That's just risky. That's a risky
very
one.
Very much. And then one of the female audience, she stood up and she was like, he actually said this story in one of his specials, Netflix specials, and she stood up, she was like, you know, that's not right, and she cried and she left. And then the husband stood up, he was like, oh, sorry, we just lost our baby recently. So, and she threw the water bottle to Jim Jeffries. So I mean, and and then at his show, actually when he came to me, he said this story. So he wasn't affected at all. He was just telling it as a story. He was like, I just wanted to say that was a joke. I'm still me. I didn't mean that. It's a joke. Joke and me can be two different things. So that's where I was like, okay, cool. I don't know if I'm performing, somebody threw a water bottle to me, I'm gonna fucking cry on the stage. I don't know. I probably gonna throw it back.
You're gonna do Will Smith, you know? You're gonna get off the stage, started like, keep my wife out of your mouth,
something like, I don't know. It's more like your instinct, you know, that moment, what happened and what you're gonna do back. So I feel like it's also, I'm probably gonna be like, a whole year I'm not gonna perform because that hurts too much. But then he's just like, it's fine. So it's more about, I think all of the like Dave Chappelle or like good comedians or whoever, as long as they are good performers, I think they have very strong mind, or like they just don't care that much. Nothing's gonna affect them. You could say it's confidence, but it's way more than confidence as well. It's the affirmation of themselves. Right.
Actually, there's like 2 points here that's like I kind of try to go back and forth because I have so much to talk about, and it's just like it's just natural. But like, okay, so this thing about like comedians have this confidence, but also I think like a comedian, I think about comedians. If I think about myself, it's like they're going through some pain, you know, and they have this pain that's innate in them, you know, and I think go on stage is a way to release it. Because when you hear a lot of comedians, they're talking about their own lives, things they experience and all that stuff. And so like, what do you think about comedians sharing their personal life, and how do you do that between like sometimes you have people who are like, I'm, you know, talking about stuff and it becomes a rant. How do you go from a rant to a joke?
Okay. How to go from the ranting to a joke. Okay, I am still struggling with this somehow every now and then. I do feel like that because I think the thing is, a good joke is that you can make everybody relate, even though this story is not happened to everybody. It happened to you, but what you came up after is something they can feel relate to. Ranting is just you only care about yourself. I wanted to let it out, like one of your selfish friends just come to tell you what happened to him, and like without asking you, giving you any like you know, to just give you a proper time to start listening to the story, you know. That's what I'm saying. So about ranting and joke is that ranting is just, it's all about you. It's only about you, and you don't see anything. If people are ranting about something, they don't see there's problem with themselves.
Yes, and you know that's the other thing. Is like,
that's why you can't make fun, because it's you basically just narrating. What's this word? Narrating the whole story. I mean, like, it's not. But for good joke is that, like I said, all of the good jokes has to be changed.
Yeah.
Because in reality, it's not funny. In reality, it's not. It hurts. You have to change all of the stories. Like, for example, some of my family members, I changed the joke, like it just for fun. Because, like, for example, my grandma, she's never a fun person, but I made her fun. Yeah. So, I mean, it's for rent. So, for renting is you just complaining. But for joke is that you care about audience. The difference is you care about yourself to you care about the audience.
And the audience. I think also to add to that, it's like the idea of like ranting is the fact that you're going to tell the joke over and over again, obviously, right?
Yeah.
A rant is you can't change anything about it. A joke is you can interchange things. You can change the person, you can change the situation, you can change some things and it's still funny.
Yeah.
Whereas a rant, if you change one thing, then everything's gone, then that's not really a joke. It's just, it's a rant. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
And so like beyond that, so you're talking about people who are just ranting. How many narcissists have you found yourself being like around when you're in comedy?
Nice question. I'm not gonna answer this question.
You have a new Instagram page where you have like narcissists or whatever.
Yeah, because I do encounter one. I do think, but I think this is very stupid to call somebody narcissist. I hate podcast. Everybody's listening. I can't talk to you privately because what I wanted to say exactly is that, you know what, I met a narcissist. Yeah. But because everybody's listening now, I'm like, you know what, I think I met a narcissist. I didn't mean it's a narcissist, but I think there are so many symptoms. I didn't even know what is narcissist until, like, you know, the girl that I'm doing with, Ilaria. So we met through comedy 2 years ago too, and then she went to States. But we keep in touch, and then every now and then we just share our life. And she's a very smart girl, and she's a psychologist. So I was telling her about this person that I've met, and she's like, "This is a narcissist girl." And I was like, "What is narcissist?" And she started telling me all those things, and I was like, "Wow, I love. I don't know. I love knowledge. Like I love European." What? I mean, like,
get it out, girl. Get it out.
Okay.
Get it out.
I just feel like this story is gonna be too far away, so I'm just like, okay, let's take it back. Anyway, so we made this. I've met some. I would say that I'm one of them too, but.
I think that the reality is, like, if you're a comedian, you're kind of a narcissist.
You're at least attention getter.
Yeah, exactly. You're on the spectrum. Yeah. I mean, like, because you can't, you know, if you're there, you're kind of being in front of people. Who would want to do that? You got to be kind of crazy or some kind of mental to get in front of people and be like, let me tell you a joke, and you're gonna laugh. You know, like,
you're talking about yourself.
I think I said everyone who's a comedian is in one way or another a slight narcissist. I had narcissistic tendencies, let's say that.
Oh, okay.
I mean, not say narcissist because I'm not a doctor, but, you know, I'm a lawyer though. No, but like, I think like you in that way you kind of have to be like, it's not a bad thing because you if you look at it, a lot of like successful people, entrepreneurs, like CEOs are narcissists. It's like a narcissist.
Of course. And I think it's very important because I do believe, of course, no one's perfect. Yeah. And narcissists, to be honest with you, narcissists is kind of attractive. Yeah. That's why a lot of people fall for that. Yeah, like, you know that. That's why they're doing stand-up. So, I mean, like, yes, if you're really narcissist, that's going to be hard. But if you're just like, you have some like it's normal. Come on, we need to love ourselves. Yeah, exactly. So you need to be a little bit narcissist to yourself or around your friends every now and then, you know, to just remind them, hey, you know what? Appreciate me. That's something.
And be able to be humbled, because that's the thing about narcissists. Exactly. They can be humbled. So
but I do, like, at least so far, I know all of the friends I have, or like the comedians. The comedians are very humble. Like, they all willing to. We all share our ideas together.
Yeah. Right? You come off the stage, you shake hands, you say, good set, you know.
Yeah, we encourage each other. That's so nice. Yeah. Like, I remember last Monday, Eddie did, this Monday, Eddie did a good set about your new joke. It was really good. And I remember we were waiting at the table, and I went there, and I was like, I haven't finished my sentence, and everybody was like, good set. They know what I was about to say. They felt it the same. So we were like, and we remember we told you after the show. Everybody told you, right?
Yeah, it's nice. Thank you. Yeah.
It was really good.
It's really good, because I think no matter what you get on stage, that's scary. You know, a lot of people are like, oh yeah, you bombed. Like, beyond bombing, you get up on stage. Let me see you get on stage. Spend 5 minutes, try to like entertain people, and then come off. Like, just going up there is, I don't know, a big step.
You know Tom Segura? one of the comedians, and he was like, at his Netflix special, he goes like, at the beginning, he goes, I lost 40 pounds, and everybody's like clapping. He's like, stop, I know what you're thinking. He's saying, if I can do it, maybe if Tom Segura can do it, maybe I can do it too. I don't think so. Look at what I'm doing right now. Do you think you can do it? I don't think so.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. A lot of people don't understand that, the background to it, the nerves. I feel so nervous
so
every
much.
time, but I love that nerves, like if you don't feel that
because you forget it immediately once you got on the stage.
Once you start, it's just like
5 seconds, 10 seconds, it's gone.
Your light's on you, you're like, okay, I'm here, and you just play. You play out. But before, it's so nerve-wracking. I'm walking around.
Yeah, and also, like, for example, now I'm very familiar with the spots in Milan, but whenever I go to another country to perform, I'm like feeling nervous. My friends told me, he said every time you go on a stage, you just need to really squeeze your butt for 5 seconds. That's literally what I do, and it really helps you out because you are so focused on the muscles on your butt, so you just like squeeze it. That's why if you see me from the side, I have a very flat ass every time when I go on the stage because I'm squeezing my ass.
That's your excuse, huh? Yeah, that's your excuse.
Yeah, it's an excuse. Goddamn.
No, but funny thing, I was in Malta like a couple months ago, and I remember I was doing my set, whatever. Super nervous, but like to the point where my stomach is like bubbling, like I can hear
before you go on the stage, right?
The whole time, and so I'm just like, I don't know, my stomach hurts and all. I got up there, it goes away right before, and then I get off, it's gone. It's just that, it comes out physically in yourself, and I have to try that, squeeze your ass.
Because if you think about, not many things can get you this excited in your life. I don't know.
Yeah.
What else can get you this excited?
Track. Exactly. Before, it was the same thing, before the nerves, the bubbling,
Yeah, but I'm talking about like if there's anything else you like to do that can give you this much excitement.
Yeah, that's why I like it. Yeah.
Right? I've been trying. Oh, yeah.
You've been trying, huh?
I've been trying, like, see if I love something else, because I think of why I like it, because at this point I feel like I'm a little bit too obsessed with this, because I see the improvement that I have. At the beginning I was like, oh, okay, I suck. Now I still suck, but like I suck less. So I'm like, okay, I see the progress. I'm very happy with this. And this next thing is, because after something that you've done for so many years, you kind of feel like, I got it. Yeah. You don't want to give it up. It's not like a 1 day, 2 day trial or something, 1 week, 1 month. It's like it's 4 good years. Yeah. And these 2 years in Milan, I've been doing, you've seen it almost every day. Yeah. So like I can't just drop it. So that's more like I can't find something that makes me more excited than this.
Yeah. No, beyond that, you're getting better. I mean, you're always good. Thank you. But like, okay, one thing I really love, I'm gonna ask you, can you please do your fake laugh?
My fake laugh?
Your fake laugh, yeah. She's honed in on this skill, At the back, at the back, if there's a situation with a bombing or whatever, sometimes you just need the crowd to feel something.
You notice that?
Yeah. I see all the tactics, I'm watching. Okay. And so like, give a little laugh or a clap, and then everyone starts to clap. Because I feel that a lot of people are just nervous. Like the audience, like, should we laugh? Should we clap? Should we, And so you have to like initiate.
Yeah, you have to give them a little bit lead to, that's true. So I do fake laughs. Well, there's funny jokes, of course. I love them. I just
most of them.
Most of them I just exaggerate it. That's what I do, and also claps too. Yeah, that's true. I feel like that's quite important. That's why sometimes my pictures are very bad. The pictures that I took for you guys are very bad, because I have to do so many things.
It's a whole thing. It's not easy. It's like you're like. You have to hone in all the audience, keep them going. It's different.
I appreciate that you noticed it. I thought everyone thinks I'm just messing around. Like people
she's
are like,
crazy.
She's just like,
why is she the only one laughing?
Yeah, and the audience, every time I do this kind of laugh, and audience will look at me, and I'll be like, I mean. Yeah, but I'm happy that you noticed it.
Yeah, I mean, it's business at the end, because you are like doing this thing, you have this organization.
No, but also I do it because for the sake of comedians as well, because like they need this. Exactly. They deserve it.
Exactly. I mean, in the sense of like, you have to create this environment for people,
Exactly.
And so that's why you're doing it. So people like,
Yeah, but sometimes I do have comedians think that I'm doing it for like, they call it PT claps. I'm like, it's not PT. we are encouraging you.
Yeah, I'm helping you.
Yeah, you know, there's some
say thank you. You know, like
Exactly.
I don't have to do it, but I don't want to do it.
Yeah,
no.
true.
But I think that's also some ways comedians can try to get it back. Like let me just get kind of laugh, whatever. But I think it's all ego. Like you said, it's all ego. So it's like containing your ego.
True that.
Next question, like I'd like to ask you, like for you, what is the worst a comedian can do on stage? Like, what's the worst? Like,
what's the worst a comedian can do on the stage?
Like, do you have a story of one, like, you saw a comedian, not even now, but in general, like, whatever, you're like, okay, yeah, that
I would say then it's getting super emotional on the stage. In any kind of emotion, you know. It could be, you can't get, especially I know, like, two very obvious emotions are anger.
Yeah.
And or the rage that they have when people don't get them. They start, like, being mean to the audience and stuff like that, or you become super, I don't know, when you tell some stories you become super sad, because I've tried this kind of bit before. In 2020 I did a Halloween comedy, and I was trying, because I was dressing up as a Joker, so I was the whole time was just sitting on the stool and performing. I was so, because I was saying, I thought it was a good story, but my vibe was very low, my mood was very bad, and because I was affected by the story, I was too into the story. It's a sad story, and I started becoming almost like tears in my eyes and stuff like that. And then after the show, the host was like, "What you doing? What is this? We need to laugh." Okay, but then most important, the number one thing that you should never do is get rage on the stage. Get rage on the stage is a big no.
No,
can't be too emotional.
You can't upset the audience.
Nope, you can't.
You can't. They're there for you. You know,
exactly.
They came. They're laughing for you. They're crying for whatever. But you can't. If you kill that, then you kill.
I remember when I just started, one of the comedians asked me, "Why you're so nice to the audience? There are so many jokes, D." And I'm like, "I can't, because I'm a host." The true answer is, I don't know the joke. I don't have any joke. What joke are you talking about? I don't see any joke in between. But now, every now and then, I can make some joke. But also, I mean, you have to be nice, because you don't know what the audience, the other comedian is gonna, especially when it's open mic. Some of them just gonna piss off the audience, and you have to go and save it. So you have to be nice, and that's why some of the comedians were like, "Why can't you be a mean host?" I'm like, I can be mean to you, but not the audience.
They're paid.
Yeah.
Well, I hope they pay.
Eventually.
Yeah.
But right now we are giving this comedy scene to Milan, which is great. No one was, I don't know, I think like they didn't have any general idea of English comedy before. So I mean, now it's good we're giving this thing to everybody.
And they're coming out. And,
so that means we're doing great.
Yeah, exactly. I've had I've seen a couple people who came up to you after the show and just like, thank you.
Yeah, that's very nice.
Thank you. I really needed that. I had a hard week and all that stuff. I think at the end, people are coming out because they want to escape from their own lives or whatever. Not escape from that, but you have a hard week. You go 9 to 5.
But Eddie, have you ever thought about this?
What?
Why would some people just want to make other people happy? Why is this like, why would you care if somebody just come to you after the show like, "Oh, that was such a good show, thank you very much"? Why would you need this? Why would somebody love doing this?
Why would you not? That's like the best feeling you get is the good vibes. When someone says that to you, do you feel like, okay?
Or is this like that makes you feel like, oh, I'm useful, I'm helpful?
You're helpful, but also because what you want to be like. Okay, I mean nothing. No one cares about you. Like having that, but beyond that, giving the good vibes, but also having the idea like, you're doing something to make someone happy. It's actually better. Like it's like, I don't know. Like, okay, I've done something good today. I did something good today. I made someone smile. Maybe I had a tough day, but someone else smiled, and that's good enough. Passing it forward.
Makes sense.
I mean, think about it. Like, you get off on the laughter, when you're up there, you get off on that, when people laugh, they're like, "Oh, that feels good," you're like, "Ooh," they like my joke. So it's the same thing. Like you have that good feeling.
I think it's also the acknowledgement that you have from others, because they agree with you. You'd be like, "Okay, I'm not the only one.
I'm not the only one doing this." Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
True.
I'm not the only one doing this. It's like it's a real thing. I feel like people don't understand. It's like you're really connecting with people when you go out there.
Yeah, true.
And
that's why like all of the comedians are I'm not saying best friends, good friends, but we are real friends. We are we hang out, like me and Eddie, and also Maria. We hang out all the time. Now it's Paulo, like because we really got each other's vibe. It's like we know our limit, like there's no limit. That's why we can be friends somehow. Yes, like because everyone there is so real, so it's so easy to make some real friends as well.
We've become like a family now.
Yeah, I would say that.
I see you as like a little
it's
sister,
a little bit
you know?
too much, but I will say that too.
Okay, let me look what I got here, because you're like breezing through all this stuff.
I have a very big question for you at the end, though.
Okay, you have a question for me. Perfect. Okay.
Should I ask now? No, I'm not asking now.
Yeah. Okay. Ask. Go ahead. I feel. Go. What is it?
Oh, I just. You sure?
Yeah.
I just wanted to know what you see yourself in 5 years, Eddie.
Oh. Okay. So I thought I was the host here and I'm being interviewed now.
No, let's make it more practical. Only with comedy, where you want it to go.
With comedy.
And do you have a time for this?
Do I have a time, and what do I want to be? That's a good question. I mean, I think about it every day. You know, it's something I wake up and when I'm like riding my bike throughout the city every day. You know, and I'm just thinking like, what do I want to do? I want to do comedy. Yeah, I want to do more. I want to venture out. I want to go out, you know, to other places. But most importantly, I think that's why like I wanted to start this podcast, is that I want to stay here in Milan, because I think Milan is going to be the next big thing. You know, it's going to be the next Barcelona. It's going to be the next, you know,
burning.
Yeah.
Don't say that. That's going to give a lot of credit to Barcelona and burning.
Okay.
Back then, we're going to be special. Well,
we're going to be the next Milan. You know,
we're going to be the next Milan. We're going to be. There's Design Week, Fashion Week, and what about Comedy Week?
Exactly. You know, like it's going to be a hub. You know, and I think it's just starting up now. Yeah. And I think you being here, being the first English comedy, that means people are going to gravitate here. So I think within time, people are going to look back and say, "Oh wow, that was the first show. That's where people first came out, and they saw people."
So many nights, me and Eddie were like, you know, get half drunk already. We talk about this.
Yeah.
Can you imagine the future when people come and be like, "We are the funders"?
Yeah, exactly.
I was like, yeah, let's survive until then.
Exactly. It's grinding now. You know, I don't like to see a time, because I feel like when you put a time to something, it makes it like, okay, if it doesn't happen that time, then okay, it's time to pack up. Yeah. I like to see it as, you know, it's a work in progress. So whatever comes, it comes. But you know, I like to
before that, try your best.
Yeah, try your best.
That's all we can do.
And try different things. Have goals. You know, have like, okay, I like to accomplish this in a sense. Like I like to do this kind of bit. I like to go to this place. But I like to say that in 5 years, I'd like to be doing this maybe full time. No, not maybe. I would like to be doing this full time. I would like this to be my main source of income. Okay. And you know, be able to, you know, for me, I'm a creative person. I like to write. I like to, you know, act out a lot of stuff. So this is my way to get that out. You know, and so if I can live off that, if I can make money off that
would be great.
That'd be great, you know. I don't have to go to a 9 to 5 every day. Like, okay,
you don't have to bike around in the city anymore.
40 kilometers a day. That's,
God damn it!
That's a lot. Yeah.
40 kilometers. Yeah.
My ass is tough though. It's like rock hard. You know. It's like walking around. Right. But no, I would like to make money off this. But I'm like, the thing I've been thinking about, because you know, you've been watching like all this stuff about like Diddy and like all this like, you know, talk like, you know, like the I don't know. I wanted to make sure that no matter what I go into this, it's like I keep myself grounded. I keep myself who I am, like where I came from, what I did, my own stuff. Because, you know, if you get out there and you see a lot of different things, different people, like, you know, they changes you. Like, okay, you want this? How much do you want it? Like, would you do this for that? And like that's the thing I'm kind of.
What makes you wanted to make comedy to be your only thing, like the one that you'd want to take it with you to go?
What makes it? Damn, you're asking these hard questions.
I know. I told you that's a big question. I was supposed to save it to the end.
Well, okay. What makes it? I guess it's because I've always saw myself as like being my own boss, you know, and not working for someone else. You know, I don't want someone to tell me what to do when I can do all that stuff. I like to be my own boss. And so I like the flexibility of saying, this is what I'm going to do today, tomorrow, and I don't feel like doing that. Okay, you know? And I like that. And I like the creative. Okay. You know, I need to put it out some way. And, you know, when I come here every week, you know, I have some friends asking me, like, do you get paid, Eddie? Are you getting money? But why do you? I was like, it's not about the money, you know? If you're thinking so much about the money too fast, then you're going to give up. Yeah. It's going to come, hopefully, one day. But in general, the thing that I'm trying to succeed is fulfilling that process of I have this artistic need to like bring out something, you know, to talk to people, to like you know, connect to people. And if I could do that like authentically without changing myself or trying to like, you know, fake it, then I would love to do that full time, you know, and have that. I want to do something where it's not like a job. Yes, it's a job, but it's something I like to do, you know?
True.
It's not like I clock in, clock out, okay, you know? So how about you?
Very understandable.
And you?
Me, I think it's just I've tried so many things in my life, and nothing can be as comedy to allow me to be real me. I'm so me now. I mean, I've done so many jobs. I used to be an English teacher. I know my true personality. And I can't be that much of me when I'm a teacher. And also
shout out to the English teachers.
Shout out to some.
You're the real ones, you know?
Eddie is English teacher too. If you guys are wondering what American doing in Milan,
that's how I pay my bills. You know, comedy is not paying it yet. Yeah,
so I mean, like it allows me to be the real me. I mean, I've worked with. I was an assistant for some big boss, you know, and it was never me. The clothes I dress, I hate it. I hate suit. I can wear every now and then, but not every day. And I don't want to say very nice words to somebody just to make that person happy, so they can give us some deal, business, or something like that. I hate it. It's not me. And now I'm being real me because everyone working around because of comedy. There's no really competition, or like you said, there's no boss. You do whatever you want. So in this way, you're more likely to be yourself and meet the real person as well. So I would say it allows me to be my real me. And also because the people that I've met, I've never met so many cool people as it's comedians,
like, it's an international group, people coming in from different countries telling their stories, and they all have interesting stories.
And most important, like everyone has such a different personality, and some of them takes like this is where you feel like you're drinking wine or tea. It takes time. Some of the people call me like, oh my god, I like this person. No, later on, like, you know what, it's a little bit too much for me. Like Deila is too much. Sometimes. And then another person is coming, is like, okay, he's a normal guy. He doesn't talk much. He's been quiet, which is like somebody like Eddie. You know, the first time I met, he didn't talk. We didn't talk much, and I think we started becoming very, very close since last year. So for a whole year, he was just a quiet dude.
I'm in my head. I'm thinking my jokes. Like, I'm gonna hit it.
Exactly.
Hit this one. Hit this word. You know. And
then that's what I'm saying. It takes time. So, but everyone has such a different personality. It's like it's something that really interesting to explore, to find out.
I feel you on the idea of like the emotional part. Like I'm not a person to be like, if I'm mad, you're gonna know I'm mad, you know. I'm mad, you know, or you know, I don't talk to me, you know. Like
I haven't seen you got mad really.
That's a good thing. It's a good thing, you know. I try not to get mad, but if I'm mad, like it's like nah.
Do you smash things?
I'm not a smasher. No, I'm not like
you're a puncher.
No. I'm like, you know what?
Oh, you're a beach.
No. I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna let that sit. I'm gonna let that sit in the fridge, and later on in a couple months, I'm gonna put it back. You know, I'm that kind of.
That is a bitch. I didn't tell me about anything.
I'm more like, you know, I'm gonna let it sit and then like think about it, but also like, nah, you know, I'm not like let me bust and destroy everything. But am like, you know, I need to be professional. You know, I need to carry out. I still need to carry. I'm not gonna be happy. I'm gonna be like, you know, you're obviously gonna feel it, but also I'm not gonna try to destroy myself or destroy things because of that. You know, like I still have to put on myself. You know. I need to act professional. I need to look good, you know. Like I need to make it seem like, yeah, you know, I'm mad, but like, you know, whatever, fuck you.
I'm mad, but you know what? I'm also a man, so suck it up.
I can handle my emotions. I don't
really? I don't know. Yeah, should a man really hide their emotions? Sometimes I feel like you should let it out.
Wow. You know, I'm gonna cry. You know, like,
not in front of me.
Oh, really?
I don't.
So what are you saying?
Not able to deal with this.
You gotta let out your emotions, but don't cry. Just don't cry. Don't cry for me. No.
Eddie, you gotta let your emotions out. Just not to me.
Not to me. Go somewhere else. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I mean that's a whole nother thing. I think that's what comedy is for. You know, you let out those emotions in those ways. You know.
True.
Yeah. I mean, everyone has their different ways, but yeah, I think. But I know that at least when I'm there, you know, I have a thought. It's an opinion I have, and I'm like, let me test it out. And it's also like, will the audience understand it? You know, and like, you know, it's
you know why something like now I don't really feel like I'm nervous whenever I go on stage in Milan. I'm talking about my own shows, our shows. because every time I go on the stage, I think about every audience are you guys.
Yeah.
So I can talk about any random things.
Yeah.
I can be like, okay, I want to talk about this, then I forgot what I wanted. Then just there's a long pause or something else.
Yeah.
Like I'm feeling so comfortable with this, and the audience will pick up something to laugh about it too. Like when I'm in silence or when I'm doing stupid, I don't know, acts out on the stage, they would laugh out because I really, generally, I do think they are my best friends. When you talk to your best friends, you don't feel that, but it takes time to put that mindset in your mind. Yeah,
exactly. Because you have to feel comfortable with someone in order to share like something.
Yeah, because like right now
know?
I'm looking at you. I was like, yeah, this is. Remember how many times we've been like talking like this? We just look at each other's eyes and we're just talking something so randomly.
And you're like, you have beautiful eyes, Eddie. I'm like,
I never said that. I'm like, it's just so many random things we've talked about. Yeah, literally. If I think about everyone, because like even now today, like we went. Eddie didn't tell me what we're going to talk about, literally. He was just like, hey, send me a 1-minute video. I'm like, okay. Yeah. And then that's it. And then it's like, I don't know how long it's been. So it's just like, it's like if you think, I'm talking to you right now, so I'm like, okay, you are the dude that makes me feel very comfortable to talk about everything. So if it's the same, I feel like if I'm going on stage, it's you or like Maria or some other friends everywhere. I'll be like, okay, this is my best friends. Like I can just pick up everything. Like right now with you, I feel safe. So that's where I can be more of myself. I think it is kind of good technique as well. Like if you can just think about your audience. And some comedians go, I'm not thinking about they are my best friends. Well, you don't. First of all, I don't think you have that many best friends. I'm just saying, just imagine you're talking to your best friends. That really helps a lot because your best friend, you're allowed to be very stupid in front of your, like for example, English is not my language. I'm speaking very broken English most of the time. And Eddie, I know Eddie has tolerated a lot of, and you know, the thing is
not that broken. Just slightly, you know? Slightly broken.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. Yeah, see, I forgot. It's like, I mean, I can just like say something without any meaning or whatever. Like, but it's Eddie, so I feel safe. And it's the same thing. If you think audience are your best friends, you are allowed to be dumb, to use wrong word, to have grammar mistakes or some not funny things. But it's your best friends. They can feel the vibe. But you have to really think they are your best friends. You know, you have to, because you can give the vibe to them, and they can give the same vibe to you.
It's the vibe. It's the vibe. It's always a vibe. Because if you feel comfortable, then they feel comfortable.
Exactly.
You're like, okay, this person knows what they're doing. They're guiding me through this. I don't know where we're going, but I trust you. You know. And once they trust you, you're like, okay, I'm gonna let down my guard and I'm gonna laugh. You know. And that's the thing. That's the thing.
That's a very good talk from the audience perspective. No one ever said, I trust you. I want to see where you're going to take me. But I see it. Okay. Very nice.
Okay, but I'm rounding up here. I'd like to ask you, what do you see yourself with stand-up comedy, but also, you know, Yellow D?
D.
What do you want? What do you see for the next couple of years?
I'm very happy that I started with Yellow D because I could have started as just a comedian or something. But I'm very happy that so far we've been doing as a proper comedy club. We are trying to get more gigs and of course paid ones as well, and trying to have more comedians join us. So at this point, what I'm thinking about in the next few years, let's say like next 2 years, I'm thinking about, I wanted to make Yellow D as a company, an agency, and I wanted to be I still love comedy, but you know what, Eddie, this is my insecurity. I'm just being very honest here. I'm very insecure. I don't think that I'm funny enough to be, because I've, like you said, I've met so many comedians. They are so great. I don't know how I can be outstanding among them, which is also, I know it's impossible. And people are like, why would you have to compete yourself with that? No, I do. I know I don't have to, but you know
natural,
what?
You know?
Yeah, I do, and it hurts because I have a bigger ego. So I don't want to get. You know what? I'm gonna be a producer. I think I still would do comedy. I still would do, and I still love it. But for me personally, I probably think that I'm gonna incline to agency or producer, something like, because I want to,
like, behind the scene, you know,
because I wanted to make people famous. I've seen so many people that they deserve to be famous. I remember there was one comedian. I'm not gonna say his name, but I remember I saw him a couple of times. He performed, and I was like, oh my god, he's so funny, and yet he has like only few thousand followers. And I'm like, if I'm the manager, he's gonna be super famous. And ever since that, I've been feeling like this. I wanted to, and also now we have a group. I think this is what I should do because we're growing. You know, we should go somewhere together.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So you want to be like a kingmaker, you know?
Yeah, you know, that's the ultimate goal. That's the goal.
And what do you see Milan as? You know, what do you?
Milan has a big potential because the international events happening all the time. It's just a matter of time to. I think people are still at this moment. They are interested in comedy, English comedy, but they still no idea what it is, and also we don't know yet neither. Like I just do it for a few years, and I just started here for 2 years, and we are all new. No one really knows where this gonna take us or how we gonna do what's the right way. But so far, I wouldn't say most of the. I think our big direction is correct. Otherwise, we won't survive for 2 years with all the followers and stuff. But also, we are still digging. We are still exploring which
Finding
way.
who we are,
Trying to find the new formats for the audience or also for us. We try to improv, and you know that we bombed the hell out.
Okay, you gotta say we're not bombing all the time. We're doing really good,
yeah. So like, I mean, but that's a new format, and we know other countries or like other comedy clubs are doing that already. We are way far behind. I know people gonna judge I don't know if some audience be like, hey, no, this one is not doing good. I know some people gonna say that, or the one who like very experienced would be like, oh, what kind of format you're doing? This is so old, so out of date, whatever. We are trying. Hey, everything to us is new. So yeah, we are doing our best. So what I think is very international, has a lot of potential. But most important thing is we cannot give up. Because I do believe that the population in Milan, they are start being aware of what we're doing right now. We have a lot of shows coming up. Like for example Marco Moletti is doing comedy show for climate change. I'm like, dude, I would never thought I would come up with something like that, but that's like amazing. And then we also like doing the new format. So, and also the comedy bingo night. We are trying. We might sometimes we might be, we might bomb, but it's okay. We're still trying.
That's good. That feels good. One last question, and then we get heading up. Because you said it, and I was like, shit, that was what I wanted to say before. You said the idea of insecurities.
Yeah.
What do you feel about that?
Oh my god, I wake up feeling insecure every day, dude. I don't know what can I do. Like, I'm so insecure that I don't want to know any new things or new people, because I feel like even right now what I have is enough for me to deal with. Like, for example, the people that I know, there are enough people that I know having better life than me. I don't want to be new people anymore. Like, or the things that they have, I don't have. Is like, I'm just like feeling insecure every day. Yeah. Literally. So it's a torture.
It's a torture.
Yeah, but Eddie, you know what? I really appreciate this. And I was like, even that night I went home, I almost cried. Maybe I was being a little bit emotional, but you remember when I told you we were on the way home, we were on biking.
Yeah, we're looking for a bike for like 20 minutes.
Oh, god damn it. That was the Shopalo. So me and Eddie, we biked 40 minutes, and then we were talking about something like this as well. And then you were like, I was like, yeah, I don't feel very good recently. And you were like, what's going on? And I was like, I feel like I don't feel funny. I don't feel where I can take this to go, blah, blah. And Eddie just walked, and he was like a bit of in front of me. And then he just stopped, and he turned around. He was super serious, and Eddie was smiling. He was drunk. I was drunk.
And hi.
But I know, a little bit. But I know he meant this. He turned around, he smiled at me, and he was like, Deila, you're amazing. And I was like, dude, no, like probably somebody said that to me, but in that moment when I feel like kind of lost, and you said that was like a very good encouragement, because I do feel like maybe I was just a little bit too harsh on myself sometimes. I didn't give enough credit to myself of what I did. But so that as a friend to say this, that means a lot to me.
Of course, and I feel it,
Yeah. So you see my insecurity.
Yeah, I have insecurities. We all have insecurities. I mean, that's what makes us human, but also good comedians, you know.
True.
That makes
You
us
just
really good.
be who
Yes,
you
sir.
be
Yeah, you
real.
see your insecurities, like, oh shit, and then you make a joke about it, you know.
Yeah.
I think one of my biggest things, my first strokes were like my biggest insecurities, and I think like speaking it out kind of allows it to like disappear, you know. You speak away the insecurity, you know.
Disappear? I don't think so.
Not
but it
disappear.
makes it better.
It makes it better because I think is the longer you joke about something, it becomes a joke, you know, and then it becomes, oh yeah, it's not real. I don't know. It becomes, you detach away from yourself and you make it
Yeah.
something that's not anymore, you know. Okay, I don't do that joke anymore, and then that problem is not that problem you have anymore, you know. And
Yeah.
so,
True. That's
know,
true.
anyways, any last words? Anything else you'd like to say? Anything you'd like to put out there? Say to any people? Whatever.
Yeah, sure. So for people who are listening, this is the advertisement time. You
Mhm.
can leave if you want. Otherwise, I'm
No,
gonna
please stay.
Otherwise, I'm gonna say. So our comedy club, it's called the Yellow D Comedy. It's yellow color and DDI Comedy, and we are now doing 4 open mics, 3 open mic nights every week, which is Monday, Wednesday, and Thursday. For Friday, this is our new venue. We're gonna have a proper comedy show. Each time we will have 4 comedians doing 20 minutes set, so it's a proper show. And the venue is very nice. You can have buffet, open wine, all kinds of stuff. And in the future, we're gonna have, and then there's also a showcase coming in 25th, next Friday. So yes, just follow us on Yellow Day Comedy and come to see us. And
Okay.
yeah, that's it.
Perfect. Thank you so much for coming on.
Thank
It's
you,
been
Eddie.
amazing. You know?
Yes, I
Definitely the
loved
first
it.
one. I needed this. So,
Right?
you know, it felt so
I
comfortable.
knew.
Yeah?
I knew.
Five.
High five.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Thank you
and,
too, Eddie.
Take care. Bye.
Do a evil laugh before we leave.
What the hell is that? That's like a monkey. Okay. Thank you.
Yeah. How long it's been? Wow, it just time passed like